Howdy do! In this video, I'll be setting up my single notebook for One Book July. If you came to watch my pen run out of ink, I'm afraid you won't get any of that in this video. I will post a spent ink video soon, so stay tuned for that. The pen I'm using is a Pilot Metropolitan, and the ink is Herbin Emerald of Chivor. One Book July is a challenge in its 4th year, and to learn more about it, I've put a link to a video by the challenge's creator below. Her name is Romani, and I'm an avid fan. She's very creative, very smart, and I recommend looking at her channel even if you don't think you can handle One Book July. She does way more than just this challenge. The One Book July challenge happens to fall in the same month as the late session of Camp NaNoWriMo. For those of you who've not heard of it, I link to it below as well. It's a softer version of National Novel Writing Month, where you decide on what writing project you'd like to dedicate the month of July to, and you set up your word count goal or page count. It's very informal. Anyhow, it's not nearly as huge as NaNoWriMo, not as many local writing events, and if any, depending on your region. It's more laid back, and you make of it what you want. This summer I'm trying to finish up a novel I began in November, so my word count goal is a measly 1,700 words a day. Piece of cake. People say you should pick a theme for your planner to help put you in a good mindset, and the theme should be condensed into a single phrase or word. But I'm far too visual a person to use a word. I pick an image. So for this month, my story has a character who kind of has the most visible agency of the story. It's a rat. Right now I'm making a monthly log. It's a calendar format you can learn more about from the creator of the bullet journal, and I put that link below. I like it because it's an at-a-glance rundown of the month. Usually I keep a separate planner from my bullet journal because I like to keep my writing separate from domestic trivia, but I'm giving it a shot. One thing I've not figured out how to do yet with a bullet journal, or any type of analog planner for that matter, is how to list upcoming deadlines. There just isn't enough space on one page. Most literary journals have due dates at the beginning or middle of the month, the 1st and the 15th, just like when the assistant's checks come in. I can't possibly squeeze all that in, and I've missed deadlines because of this. If anyone has ideas, let me know. So far, the Alistair method works best, and I link to that as well. But it's not at a glance, because there's just too much to put on one page. What I've done here is I've only included July, August, and September, but I know I have more. And I don't put like every single call I hear about, I just put the ones that I'm interested in. Not necessarily because I want to submit, but because I think they're interesting challenges, especially themed anthologies. So here in my Alistair calendar, I've condensed it, which is only useful insofar that it shows me quick approaching deadlines. In fact, there's actually a bunch of deadlines on Halloween, but I didn't get that far in my Alistair calendar. Oh, speaking of Halloween, I've already recorded a Halloween special, so please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss it. It's a while away, but it's worth the wait. So I've got a bunch of cool bullet journal style spreads for doing NaNoWriMo, but they will not appear in this video. This chart I'm making is pretty much all you'll see for Camp NaNoWriMo. It's a basic tracker for word count, my goal, and my actual output so I can compare, along with a checkbox for a mega backup. They say you should back up as you go, which I do, but I like to do a super duper backup once a week, just in case Skynet takes over Dropbox and whatever corporate entity collects the data from my PC. I don't know why that got cut off. Anyhow, here's something I do for fun. It's a daily log of the most interesting thing I learned in a day. This is actually better than it sounds. I've gone back through old ones and it's sparked ideas I thought I had deleted from my brain. I keep a lot of notebooks. I'm kinda nervous to participate in this One Book July challenge because my approach to organizing my projects and organizing my daily life is similar to the absent-minded professor whose desk is a mess, but he knows where everything is. Plus, it feels weird putting in a doctor's appointment among my other writerly things. In preparing for this challenge, I realized I take a different notebook every day when I go to meetings, and it's kind of ridiculous. Mostly because I end up transcribing the important stuff either onto the old computer or into my bullet journal. So I'm going to use my one book this month, and my one pen. I've never taken a fountain pen outside the apartment. I don't know what will happen when I do. My biggest qualm is smooshing all my brain dumps together and never being able to locate them again. But there's a solution. Washi tape will separate the projects. I just need a color key. So I'm plotting out the weeklies in a horizontal way. I'm using the space for my domestic trivia, much the same way I use a planner to separate things domestic from what I put in my bullet journal, which are my writing stuff. So now begins my bullet journal style daily spread. And I've played around with different styles, and this is the one that I stick to. I don't know where I saw it. I'm sorry that I'm not giving credit to whoever invented this gorgeous design, but it works for me. I like the way it looks. It's easy to read. So today's the first day of One Book July. So what I'm doing is I'm just making today's spread, and I'm not going to continue with tomorrow's header because I never know when I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night to do a brain dump. And yes, it feels very weird intermingling brain dumps with my dailies. So the theme for this year's One Book July challenge is go big or go home, which is meant to mean whatever you want it to mean. For me, it's a big shift in the way I work, so that's big. This is the bullet journal I'm working out of right now, and I don't love it because of the size and the color. The tactile experience is everything to me. That's my former bullet journal, and it's the perfect size. I think it's like 5 by 7, and I loved it. And I'm going to be coming back to it as soon as I fill out the rest of that gray one, which I can't rationalize finishing, or I can't rationalize not finishing it up and just leaving half of it blank. I don't know why. I guess I'm showing off my spreads. Anyway, I'll be giving you better videos on my bullet journals. So I must say, since I'm really doing One Book July and not just thinking about doing it, it's put me in a completely different mindset. It's kind of like writing exercises. You can read a writing prompt and skip over it thinking, yeah, it's not for me. But if you only gave it a chance and really tried it, it might change your mind. That's how it was for me when I read The Artist's Way. I did every one of the exercises, even if they seemed silly or not my style. Because I tried it all, it changed my world. So while I'm not a role model for trying new things, I do want to be better at it. Since I started this on July 1st, my one book won't include all the preparatory stuff I've done already for Camp NaNoWriMo, but I may do a separate video on that next year with a fuller, more exhaustive assemblage of trackers and collections, and believe me, I got plenty. If you participate in Camp NaNoWriMo, believe me, you're gonna love my bullet journal for Camp NaNoWriMo. So there's the setup for One Book July. I will do a post-mortem video in August, and I'll show you how it went. I can't believe I'm going to take this out of the house to take notes in meetings. People are going to see it. This is way outside my comfort zone. But you know what they say, it's good to go outside of your comfort zone. Anyhow, that's all for now. Until next time, long may your big jib draw.
Come thy fount of every blessing to my heart.